One of your goals is to build up your pyramid. And what your pyramid is you, as I said before. And you want to build up your pyramid to the peak. And we all know what pyramids look like. And we know that at the top of the pyramid is the all seeing eye, is the eye, or the third eye, which is inside of us. And also, I want to make some connections between what between the pyramids and us humans. Why I say that we are the pyramids. For one of the original names for pyramids and what pyramids are is MR, and that means Mister, or in our language, like we have MR dot and then your name. So what that tells you already is that you are pyramid this, and this is what you are constructed of. This is what this construction is. This is what this building is. This is what this um, thing is. This structure, and that's how people see you, and that's how people address you. Um, and it's so interesting that I said address right there, because that's where your home is. That's where you reside inside of that. And we all know that inside of a pyramid is darkness. However, there are like parts where there are lights that could be like placed on the walls, like with fire. Fire is, in this sense, spirit. Um, Inside of that pyramid. So like inside of yourself, you have a solar plexus, and that's like the greatest concentration of spirit in a way. Well, no. I'm gonna say greatest concentration of that particular light, because it's a specific light. It's not the only light in your body. It's not the only light inside of you, and it's not really what spirit necessarily is. So I don't want. I really had to take that back. But and another connection was, we don't really know what the pyramids were constructed for, and we don't really know what our purpose is in the world. So we don't know what the pyramids were constructed for here, and we don't know what we're here for. And also, I was gonna say, the pyramids have been around for a long time, longer than we know, and we've been around for a long time. Sometimes like longer than we know, because history is still kind of sketchy, and we keep finding older remains of older humans. I think one of the oldest humans found, the human skeletons found, was Lucy, but I'm not sure. I think it's one older than even her. But we keep finding that we don't really know our origin. So, in not knowing our origin, we don't necessarily know our purpose. But one of our purposes is to build up our pyramid and fill our pyramid with light, and to reach this part of our pyramid. Because, believe it or not, our consciousness, we do not, what we identify as, does not necessarily reside here. We only have the illusion, the idea that we reside here, because that's what we see. We see that this is what's talking. We see that this is what sees, and this has ears, and this has a nose. But that's not necessarily where our consciousness resides. Our consciousness resides all over our body, and that's what the same thing in a pyramid. Like, you can go inside of a pyramid and not necessarily know where you are in the pyramid, but still be in the pyramid. 444, and you could be like at the bottom part of the pyramid. You could be in the middle, but once you're at the top, you know that you're at the top. There's no question about where you are when you're in at the top of the pyramid. Um, and I was gonna say that the light that's inside of the pyramid shines out at the top. So that's why we believe that we see here, we're focused here, because the light inside of us is what has us focusing out, and our consciousness is what we see is what we focus on in the world, what we see in the world, what we visualize, what we project into the world. So like at the top of the pyramid, that's what's projecting out of the pyramid, like because that's the light inside of the pyramid. So what I mean by this is inside of you, you have certain energies or areas where you're focused. This is the chakras, and where you're focused at inside of yourself is what you see in the world, and what you is what you talk about, is what you think about, what projections you see, like the things that you see on a regular basis, things that occur, like patterns. All these things are stuff that's projected outside of you, and everything that's projected outside of you has the same relationship inside of you too, like because you can see that, and that does something to your eye that causes that image to be flipped around. Like it's so weird because the third eye sees I want to say upside down, and we see it as upside right because that's what's projected out of us, and it kind of it's kind of like it's projecting this way. And what I found is that, as I was saying, like all the consciousness is reflecting, it's projecting up. So it kind of projects up, back, and then out. Like if you've ever seen a projection screen, a projector, that's exactly what consciousness is doing, because like the role of the let's say movie is what's being like projected, but the light is what causes it to be seen. So that's where we are able to see what we're able to see. So that's why I say that not only are we pyramids, but we also have to build up inside of our pyramids. We have to go inside of the mystery school. The mystery school is my story, and it's the school, the thing that we have to learn from. Like we have to learn about ourselves more than we have to learn about the external world, because the external world is basically a reflection of the inside or the internal world, and it's a lot that we have to learn about our internal world. But that's the reason why I say that we're pyramids, and it's important for us to understand or have this understanding that we are pyramids, and that that's also the why we see, like, if you've ever seen like a prism and or the image of a prism and light shining through it, that's what that means. Like it's like the light of pure white light of let's say for instance the sun shining in through the prism. And what that could also represent is like your crown chakra, because your crown chakra is technically it's two colors. It's purple, and it's also pure white light, because the pure white light comes in and then it breaks down into the 7 colors that we know as the chakra. And the first color that it breaks down into is the violet color or purple, and then it goes down into different colors. But that's why I say that we're pyramids, and yeah, it's a lot tied to it. Just like the symbol on the back of the dollar it's the best representation that I can give. But with the symbol on the back of the dollar, you have like the top of the pyramid raised, and then there's something missing. This is what's missing, because it's your connection to the spirit world. This is where your spine connects to your brain. This is where like your lower body connects to your brain. This is what's missing, because we don't have that spiritual connection, and all we see is like the light projecting out. Like it's almost like it's connected, but it has ignorance of itself at the same time. It doesn't know what it is at the same time. Like it's not fully connected to what's beneath it, and what's above is not connected to what's below because it's like a missing part, like something missing, something that doesn't allow us to communicate or understand that there is a connection. And it's so funny that money is green because green represents the heart chakra. And when I say there's something missing, that blue is what's missing. Like it's like the sky, what we see in the sky. We don't make the connection that that's a connection to us. That's like our connection to the cosmos. Like it's between our connection to the cosmos, and of course the sky can be black or purple or pinkish and whatever color. But what I'm saying, like during the day, most of the time, what you see either white completely, or you see blue, like shades of blue, and that's what it is for us internally as well. Like we have the color blue, but we don't necessarily see blue all the time. I know personally, I'm just now getting into the color blue and seeing it more, and the frequency of blue is more prevalent in my life than it was maybe a year ago and maybe even before that. But that's one of the connections that we need to make. So we need to make to connect to the higher levels. Um, and that's why we can't, because we're missing this connection, the knowledge that we are connected to the higher realms. And everything I said in this video will make sense, even if you like choose like right now, like right now, and then go back and then just connect everything that I just said. And then when you get back to this point, it will make more sense, because that's just the way it made sense to me. Like I was thinking about all this stuff before, but even said bits and pieces of this in another video, but it made more sense when I was explaining it at this very moment. And I encourage you to do the same, like just like explain or talk to yourself, look at yourself in the mirror and explain things that you're talking about. Get a greater understanding of it, because you're talking about it and you are talking to get clarity, to give yourself some type of insight, and it'll help you in the long run. That's what I've been learning as I've been creating these videos. Like I've been learning a lot, but my willingness to share it is what's helping me more than anything. So when you get inside of your heart chakra and you understand what it really represents and what it really means, you become more generous. You become more open to wanting to share, because that's what the heart chakra naturally does. It causes you to want to spread out, to seek that abundance, to give more than you receive. Because like right now, a lot of people are just very receptive, like really taking in a lot of energy, but not necessarily knowing what to do with it, and not necessarily wanting to share it, because they've gotten into that ego mindset where we take and claim it's mine, but it's not necessarily yours, when you got it from somewhere and you're not doing anything with it. You have to be willing to share it. Everything that you gain, you have to be willing to share it with other people, because they're connected to you. There's no separation, and ego-based thinking causes us to believe that we're separate and we can't share things, and not realizing that sharing with someone else can cause you to get more. So do what you can when it comes to like gathering information. But in gathering information, know that what's processed through you, what comes through you, can be shared with somebody else, and they can help you get more information about what you've shared. So like it's like even with the pyramids, like what goes inside of the pyramid is different from what comes outside of the pyramid, because I've never been inside of the actual pyramids, but I'm actually sure that this is actually what happens. Because think about this: a person goes inside of the pyramid, not necessarily knowing what to expect, not knowing what they would see, but once they come out, they've seen great things and they are changed in their perception of the world and in their consciousness. Think about this: when you breathe, you draw in air, and you don't necessarily know what this air will do for you. You don't know if it'll make you cough. You don't know if you don't know how to make you feel. All you know is that you're drawing in air. But once that air comes out of you, it's changed because it becomes carbon dioxide. It becomes a different level of awareness, and it could be used in a different way by a different being. This being is known as trees, and trees take in that carbon dioxide and they process it and they change it into oxygen for us to breathe in again. So what I'm basically saying is that what goes inside of you, the pyramid again, is changed and can be given to something else, and it can help it grow, and it can also be reflected back to you to help you grow. And I was gonna say that I forgot just that quick, but it's all connection. Like just understand that everything is connected, and I'm gonna keep saying that until it's like it's in the mind of everybody that I encounter and or that I connect with is a better way of saying that. But everything is connected, and I think this is where I'm going to end this one. But I got a few more things that I want to say today, so I'm going to probably be recording for the next couple of hours. But with that being said, I love you, and I hope you have a great day.